That's big bad news for them. What are they going to say? How are they going to keep people from wanting more of it? That's why they come after us.
I swear so much of right-wing culture is about like how the room is upset at the stench of your own fart. It's like, I walked into a library and myself, and everyone was triggered by the smell.
As many of you know, I have published several songs. And this is a bit of a personal segment. Normally, I like to just talk about news things happening to other people, but I think there's something we need to discuss. It's the most important thing anyone can do in the culture war, and that is to make culture. Now, I have the privilege of having a fan base, all of you guys who appreciate this content, and I really do appreciate all of you in return. And that means that when we put out music, the music charts. Because there are people who like the work that I do, who then listen to the song.
By the way, I've caught him in 4K. He 100% buys views for his music. We've seen the ads. Like I've been in on. I was looking at Media Matters, and the record will show that before the video plays on Media Matters, there are advertisements, and the advertisement was for one of Tim Pool's videos, which means that he buys plays. So that, of course, and it makes sense. I mean, if you had the money, why not? You know, you could live your dream. I've said this, by the way. As horrifyingly shit as Tim Pool's music is, and it is just so bad. I mean, think of Nickelback, if the entire ethos of their existence and being was about licking boots. Like, if it was like, take Nickelback, or Theory of a Dead Man, or Creed. Take any one of those bands, and their entire thesis, existence, their very reason for being was about drinking the puddles of boot sweat that are left by fucking those in power. And so that's basically the band. You know, that's the whole thing. So that being said, if he wanted to pursue his passion, if Tim Pool is willing to quit doing politics, spreading lies, spreading bigotry, spreading fucking anti-LGBTQ hatred, which is what he is doing on a regular basis. This is one of the most prolific bigots working on YouTube today. If he's willing to quit all that and pursue his truth, I will stand on the record as saying I will never, ever make fun of any of his art. None of it. Not his music, not his movies. As tempting as it would be, if he comes out with a whole bunch of action films, like, can you imagine if Tim Pool made a buddy comedy? It's like Tim Pool and, you know, some conservative black politician turned actor together as some unlikely duo, Rush Hour style, where they got all like, do you know how badly I would want to watch and make fun of that? Every part of my body. I would wake up and it would be the first thing that I thought of in the morning and the last thing I thought of in the evening. Every single day, just knowing that it exists and that I should be able to watch and enjoy it with the rest of you. But I won't. I will stand by my convictions. I will be brave, and I will never mock any of it. If he just wants to pivot a career change into art, music, that stuff, 100%, I will support you. I want you to live your truth the same way that I want fucking Project Veritas and James O'Keefe to go forward and just become a musical theater boy. I want that for all of you, okay? And I will never again speak ill of your songs in any way, shape, or form. I promise this. I'm saying this on the right. I'm saying this live in a stream, and it's probably going to be on the internet somewhere else on YouTube. Clip it, and hold me accountable, okay?
Then gets a bunch of plays and sales, and then it makes it to the Billboard charts. But this may be the most threatening thing to the establishment.
Oh, Tim, I'm too old for this. You know, something like that. You got a picture. There's gonna be the police chief who's like, you're reckless, Tim. You're doing it again. You are. I throw my beanie at you. He's like, hey, come on. You knew this when you hired me. I'm a renegade, okay? I'm a maverick. I think outside the box or outside the beanie, okay? Like, that scene, every part of me would want to laugh at. Every part of me would want to watch and share it with all of you. But I promise you that I won't. I will never ever mock any of the art. Okay. If he quits everything else political and just pivots to this and stops harming trans kids, then yes, I will pledge to never ever mock it.
They don't really care if you're talking politics because politics only reaches those who care about politics. But in a culture war, you have to make culture. Which brings me to the purpose of this segment.
Culture.
I tweeted this out on March 3rd. Hey, Bandcamp. Our account is gone, and so are our songs. Haven't heard back from anyone. Hopefully it's all just a...
private corporations under capitalism. Oh, censoring me again.
misunderstanding. It very well...
By the way, it's one of my favorite genres. Every single one of these capitalist motherfuckers who keeps falling into problems because capitalist corporations don't associate with them anymore because they're so fucking gruesome. Like the fact that Lauren Southern is like, Airbnb not only just canceled my account, they canceled the accounts of my parents. Whoa! What? They don't want to deal with a white supremacist? They don't want to have people know that a white supremacist and the white supremacist's family are allowed to stay within their, like, you know, the entire organization? What a surprise. What it's not brand friendly. I guess you're gonna have to rebrand once again, and then it's like, oh well, she's actually done like 6 or 7 whole, like, you know, genocide light videos on you know, Canadian residential schools and kids, and it's like, well, yeah, Airbnb, a private corporation under the capitalism which has monopolized a sector, it's making decisions, it's infringing on your free speech to exist within their clientele. That's what's happening here, you know.
May be. But a lot of people don't seem to think it is. They think that our music was removed from Bandcamp intentionally because, well, we have the wrong opinions and we are not in the woke cult. And we are...
Really? What's it sound like again? Moonlord, what are you doing, Moonlord? God damn.
In the current enterprise of institutions made to control your lives.
Lesser known Canadian band called Our Lady Peace, which when I was growing up I was quite fond of. Big Our Lady Peace fan. The lead singer of Our Lady Peace was criticized pretty heavily for intentionally putting a sound on his voice, kind of like this. So it sounded uniquely as if he was in pain at the time. I feel, in terms of comparing what Tim Pool's trying to achieve here, that this is a similar thing. That like, I don't know if he works himself up in the studio or something like that, like he slaps himself a bunch, or like really pulls his beat down hard and before he gets in the booth, and then he's ready. He's like, I was the one who licked the boot. It's like, no, Tim, you gotta go harder. I was the one who licked the boot. It's like, oh, you hit it, there it is, that's it, that's fucking, this is magic, we got it.
Inside breeding, concocting all the lies that we
lies
control your mind, break free,
Moonlord,
from control reality, and find your way from this, to get away
Moonlord,
from it.
don't do it, Moonlord. I still feel Moonlord could be saved.
Producing
I know a lot of you don't believe me,
successful
but
culture. No, I know. There are many people who don't like my music. That's fine. You don't have to. I'm just a guy who makes music. I've been playing music since I was like 7 years old. Play drums, guitar, bass, sing, write, all that good stuff. We got a new music video coming out later this month. It's called Bright Eyes. And it's not very political, although the song we released, Genocide, just back in November, was very political, criticizing the news media for lying. Both, and also Will of the People is overtly political, but not political in the sense like we don't call out Democrats or anything. They're songs about political things. This song, Only Ever Wanted, that I have highlighted here, it's got 1.9 million views from 6 months ago, and this is just like a love and...
Holy shit, that's so sad, Tim. Don't flex views that you're buying. I've caught you in 4K advertising this very music video on Media Well, I mean, I don't think you specifically chose it to be on that particular website, but yeah, that's where it appeared. It's a weird flex, my dude. You know, I'm not saying that probably a lot of people do enjoy your music, and a lot of people who are your fans are also like, oh, this is amazing. Both that I love Tim Pool, and I love the fact that Tim Pool's making this really edgy Rage with the Machine style stuff. But all that being said, it's still a weird flex. It's utterly bizarre. You've liked your own music video. It's on screen right now. Like,
a regret song. That's the bigger threat. In a culture war, right now, name any one of your favorite content producers and commentators. Name the culture that they've built. Name any kind of cultural component they've added. Name the culture.
Fan of H-Bomber Guy. H-Bomber Guy and H-Bomber Guy's Mermaids charity stream, which I say fundamentally changed the way people in a lot of different ways want to do online fundraising, activism, and promote trans causes, as well as energize and excited a whole generation of people to the possibilities that are available if you want to do progressive activism online, even if it didn't change anything, even if it's not technically mutual aid, it's actually just charity, even if that the excitement, the inspiration that entire event caused and the ripple effects that had on the internet made numerous other people want to not only start creating content but also do a similar action, and that has generated millions and millions of dollars for trans charities globally. That would be a quick example off the top of my head.
They've built. I'll wait.
I just registered timpool.bandcamp.com. Well, hey, fill it with some music, you know? Hold on. Maybe I'll give you your first track. Public domain, acoustic. I don't know if they'd have Theory of a Nickel Creed. We'll just say Nickelback. Nickelback sounding. Well, I love... Yeah, that's just Nickelback. I was about to talk about The Boot. Okay, so that one's not going to make it. But you know, I'm sure you could probably fill in the rest. Just add lyrics of your choosing.
Now we can talk a little bit about like the Daily Wire's efforts with movies.
Yeah, that's literally just Nickelback.
Some musicians who, Tom McDonald, for instance, he's got a bunch of like great pop stuff. Then he's got some very political stuff. I think he does a good job of balancing it. That's
Tom McDonald sucks so much. Fucking that cringe lord. Like, I'm pretty happy we moved past, you know, the king of cringe, because like it was a thing for a while. The right was just so fucking like, we're dominating. No longer it matters if there's woke charts. We got fucking Tom McDonald, the king.
That's why he's so successful. But the reality is there's very few. I am not so concerned with making more commentary. I think y'all already know the problems, and we can talk about them all day and night. We need to make a culture that will be appealing to people outside of politics and thus spread our sphere of influence. This is why I believe...
He's not wrong. Steve Bannon actually identified this very vocally, where he talked about how politics is downstream from culture. Yes, absolutely. There's a effort on the right to try and produce mainstream culture and cultural products, such as films, television, music, movies, all that kind of stuff, books, and even poetry. We found Tim Pool's sponsored poetry channel about fucking an upcoming race war. So, like, they're trying. The good news is twofold. One, they suck. They're just shit. It's really, really hard to make good art when you happen to be trying to reinforce existing structures. You can't be subversive. Like, it's hard to rage with the machine. It's hard to have a band called the Bootlickers, you know? Ultimately, that it's just not going to sound good. It's not going to be great. I mean, you know who really knows is my son. Hi, Chico. Where have you been? You look all hot. Were you? Oh, yeah? Look at this guy. Look how happy he is. Hey. Hey. Sometimes he does this thing where he'll go to sleep. Oh, what up, buddy? So cute. He does this thing where he'll have dreams and nightmares, and then he'll wake up from the nightmare, and then immediately when he wakes up, he runs into the other room to see if I'm there, and then he just gets so excited. He's just like, ah, I'm so happy you're here. Hi, buddy. Yeah, I know. We gotta go outside soon. I'm wrapping this up, okay? We just gotta do a little bit more Tim Pool. Then we can go for a walk. And then we can have ourselves a good old time.
I believe it's the more likely reason we got taken
just laying
down.
down.
There
He's-
may be
he's
some
laying down beside me.
administrative reasons
No, you can't
that we
see.
got taken down.
He's
I'm
just
sure something will happen where they'll say, oh, it was a big misunderstanding, and they'll make up some reason. But I got to be honest, I don't know if anyone's really going to believe that. The reality is, well, first I'll say this. We don't need Bandcamp. Bandcamp is a website where you can, what do they say? It's a online record store and music community where passionate fans connect with and directly support the artists they love. A large portion of our sales for our songs were made through Bandcamp,
I
and that
didn't know
allowed
that.
us to chart. Now,
That
of
allowed
course, I
us
know.
to chart with?
There are many people who are going to say that my music is bad and I should stop doing it and all of that stuff, and I really don't care.
No. I'm saying the opposite. You should follow your dreams. Live your truth. Get out there, quit politics, and go full-time as a musician. Tour, make movies, do whatever you want to do, Tim. Get out there and fucking, if you want to be a pro-border, you know, do that as well. I wholeheartedly support this dream.
I'm not expecting to be Adele or Taylor Swift or anything.
That's mighty humble of you, Tim.
Like that, but I'm going.
I don't want to compare myself to Adele or anything here. I'm just saying I'm basically the Adele of the whole beanie rock genre. So, I mean, if you're into beanie rock, I mean, and you're looking for an Adele style artist of equal caliber, singing, professionalism, octaves, then I'm pretty much your beanie.
To make culture in whatever way we can. So that's why we do Cast Castle. I'm not in Cast Castle, but I also.
Yes, you are. So, like, you're in it. I mean, you might not write it, but you're in the scenes. The Cast Castle is just the IRL. Look how fun our lives are. We have so many epic adventures. They usually center around you. It's usually you, and it's so weird. It's like all my friends are also my employees. All my closest friends are my employees. And if you want to be part of the inner circle, you can, but you all are under my thumb. I'm going to go to the store, buy a whole bunch of shit, and you're going to pretend that you love playing with it, and we're going to see how epic it all looks. Like, hey, I got a whole bunch of RC racing cars, and now Moonlord's going to smash them into each other, and it's fucking amazing. He's also my employee.
Make music. Ian's also got music. Carter's got music, and we're probably going to do more bands.
It was actually Andrew Breitbart that said politics is downstream from culture. Thank you. I accept this correction.
Just have to expand the operation. We've actually made money making music. But here's the important thing that really freaks them out. My friends, I give you Tim Pool on Wikipedia. Ah, yes. The Tim.
That picture's amazing. Whoever decided to put that public domain photo as the one that you see when you go to his Wikipedia, is it still up? Tim Pool Wikipedia. It's locked as well. There must have been a lot of people trying to change. It still is. Oh yes. Oh, this gives me life. Well done. Vice Infusion, independent work, journalism commentary. Other activities, Genocide is my mind, Timcast Records, digital sales. You were number 4? Damn. Only Ever Wanted, featuring Pete Parada. Number 2 on digital sales online via Billboard? Wow, that's incredible. The advertising paid off. Views. Described him for his anti-corporate politics as well as being right-wing. Poole describes himself as a social liberal who supports Bernie Sanders. Oh, you shouldn't let him get away with this. This is just fucking branding. It's actually pretty surprising that it doesn't really go into his more extremist takes, because the guy is pretty much I would say one of the largest YouTube and political YouTube news and politics channels that is actively pushing like full-on anti-LGBTQ hate speech to such a degree that like it's genuinely equatable to like Matt Walsh or Libs of TikTok, other extremists, stuff like that.
Tim Pool Wikipedia page.
He probably has strong control over his Wikipedia page. Yeah, I mean, if you have millions of fans and you tell millions of your fans, by the way, get into the the edit section and make sure you change my profile.
Very funny. It's got a bunch of weird stuff in it, but fine, sure, whatever. And there's an important part in it. I will also add they haven't updated our numbers in a really long time. But I want to show you the most important thing, I think, on the Wikipedia page, and that is the singles section, peak chart positions. Genocide, Losing My Mind, featuring Pete Parada. Formerly of The Offspring, he was replaced because he was unable to get the vaccine and didn't believe people should be forced to get it. Digital sales, number 4. And rock digital song, number 2. I believe Genocide charted on alternative digital in other areas. It's just not listed. I think we got like number 30 or 40 in like alternative and rock. Only Ever Wanted, the first song I put out with Pete Parada, and the second song to officially publish, actually did explosively well. Man, a lot of people were really pissed off about this. Number 2 in sales.
I don't care. I want you to do this. Like, I want you to just continue making music and only music. Like, just go follow your pathway on this one, Tim. Also, you're in 4K advertising your own stuff. Like, you are spending money, lots and lots of money from the money that people give you, your fans, super chats, to promote your own music so that it charts. It's what people with more resources do. It's just weird to do that and then also want to flex at how successful you are. It's kind of like, hey, by the way, my YouTube channel is so huge. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on advertising for it, and it's doing so well because I'm so successful. Abby Shapiro. That's basically it. Abby Shapiro. Abby Shapiro's entire YouTube channel, it's all heavily paid for, heavily bought. Her numbers are so janked. It just like, it doesn't make any sense at all. It's like one video will have a whole bunch of views, next one has no views, the thumb like comments, all that kind of stuff, because you were clearly buying for a very long time. Like this is my dream. It's my calling. I must have this. Can you please spend tons and tons and tons of money on my ability to become a famous YouTuber? And yeah, eventually there will be enough people who have seen your content. It doesn't matter who you are or what you do. If you're exposed to millions of people, there's a certain percentage of those people who are going to be like, okay, I'm on board. I'm going to watch and follow.
Number 21 in rock. Number 24 in rock and alternative. Number 6 has hit. You know why. Really did help end U.S. involvement in Vietnam.
Wait, what? Sorry, what?
A famous musician, celebrity, and he got involved in politics.
Who are you comparing yourself to now? I thought the delusions of grandeur were too wild when you were talking about Adele, but who are we talking about now, Tim?
He said, no Vietnam War. And that really did help end U.S. involvement in Vietnam.
Hey, what up, James? Mellow greetings, friend. Good to see you.
What ended up happening was the communists took over. Depending on your perspective on this, is a good or bad thing. I think
Bob Dylan is my guest. Okay, wait, we gotta go back.
They've not told us why. Everybody's saying, you know why. Now, I know they may come out and say it was a mistake, it was an administrative thing, fine, blah, blah, whatever. But come on. How many people are really going to believe that? The bigger threat is not commentary, it's culture. A John Lennon is a scary thing.
Okay, I was waiting to see who he was comparing himself to. Previously, in this very same video, he has, kind of been like, I'm in the same kind of category as, say, like Adele, but it's John Lennon. Okay, so yeah, Tim, you getting your ass kicked off Bandcamp. Pretty similar. Yeah, you're basically the fifth Beatle, my dude. Yeah, that completely makes sense. Very equatable.
He was a famous musician, celebrity, and he got involved in politics. And he said, no Vietnam War. And that really did help end U.S. involvement in Vietnam.
Oh my god. So man, this is incredible. Not only are you comparing yourself to John Lennon, you're also suggesting that John Lennon was in large part responsible for the U.S. finally ending the war in Vietnam. Wow. Damn. Yeah, I have no notes. Nothing.
What ended up happening was the communists took over. Depending on your perspective on this, is a good or bad thing. I think Vietnam was a catastrophe, to be honest. But I wasn't alive for it. I don't know a whole lot about it. I read a little bit, but I'm not going to pretend to be a historian or anything. I can only tell you that what they truly fear is influence, culture. We're going to put out more music. It's rock stuff, so I don't expect it to be number one. But we've got some pop stuff coming.
You have the resources.
What do you think's going to happen?
You can buy it.
If we hit a viral song, something that people just want to listen to, something that really works, goes viral, and everyone's saying, play it, play it, play it. You can't ignore it. That's scary. They can't control that. There's been a lot of songs that have gone viral organically. Wow. There have been a lot of songs. Actually, here's a good example.
Delusions.
I think it's Habit.
The Delusions
by
of Grandeur.
You know that song? It's like, how does it go? What's it like? You're gone and I gotta stay high all the time. That song. It was released and no one knew about it. And like a year later, all of a sudden, it was catchy and they wanted to hear it and it went viral. Then you've got Somebody That I Used to Know. You've got Royals by Lord. There are songs that people just made, and then people love the music, and it works.
You bought your views. You bought your charting, Tim. I'm not even here really to rag on your ability to sing. It's better than mine. I am no singer. But I am going to say that it's super weird that you bought your views and you're flexing about it and you're comparing yourself to Adele, John Lennon. Like, what? In what world? I can't imagine being this far up my own ass. It's unbelievable. Like, sure, every streamer and every person who has a fan base, obviously, there's a parasocial relationship in the opposite direction that is unhealthy, and people need to identify it and recognize it so they're not like, I am a god king amongst you all, you ants. Look at you all observing me as I command you. Like, yeah, okay, fine, that's important. But I feel it's untethered. I feel like there's no limit. Like, I feel that Tim Pool's Delusions of Grandeur, he's going to be saying that he's literally Jesus in like a year. We're going to have the whole Jesus arc. He's going to be like, a lot of people want to talk about the second coming. And yet, I kid you not, I happen to be the Lord, your Savior, Jesus Christ. Now, I know some people are going to say, obviously, that this is delusional, that I have a God complex, that it's unhealthy. I say let them say what they want. For I am the Lord your King, Jesus, your Savior, come to give you the gift of everlasting life. Will you accept my bounty and bosom as I give you my milk? I can't finish it.
What happens if someone like me hits something like that? That's big bad news for them. What are they going to say? How are they going to keep people from wanting more of it? That's why they come after us.
Oh,
let me tell you what I think.
The soothsayers.
You've got musicians. They're culture warriors and they make cultural music. A lot of Tom McDonald stuff is very political. It's not necessarily going to resonate with the average person, but he also makes stuff that does. Mm-hmm. I think he hit number 1 on pop on iTunes. Mm-hmm. And charted on Billboard with it. That's the scarier thing. They don't care if you make music, if your music's political. Go be some, crust punk band. Maybe someone will hear about you.
I swear so much of fucking right-wing culture is about, like, how the room is upset at the stench of your own fart. It's like, I walked into a library and shit myself, and everyone was triggered by the smell. I walked into a fucking house and I shit all over the floor and they were triggered. Liberals triggered by the smell?
You make pop music, now you're in trouble. And we got the song Only Ever Wanted, the first one we put out. Why did we choose to put out this one? It's not politics at all. It's just like a rock song about love and regret. Now they tried insulting us saying it was like Nickelback, but I'm like, dude, emo makes more sense. Call it emo, fine. We've got an emo song coming out, don't get me wrong. We're gonna have fun.
I want him to do it. I am team Tim Pool. Live your truth. Get out there. Get out there. Make all the music. Quit politics altogether.
But that's the thing. That's what scares them. Actually breaking into the culture. Check out the music if you haven't. We got a song coming out soon. The reason I'm talking about this is because I just want to beg everybody. Make culture. Make art. Make video games. Play card games. Be involved. Make shows. Make comedy. It's not all about politics. We have to do other things. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 8 p.m. over at YouTube.
It's at that time that Tim Pool wanted me to promote a brand new channel that you should go check out. I wanted to branch, I should say. Branch, not breach, or bleach. I want to branch out. And so I've started a new YouTube channel. You can go to youtube.com/@mindexplosions, where I tell you incredible facts about cute animals. Do you want to learn about sloths? Do you want to learn about lions, stuff like that? Or cosmology, how the planets work? It's just fun facts, you know? You know, that general garbage that you get from the BuzzFeeds? Go to youtube.com/@mindexplosions right now and be part of the culture. We're going to spread this wonderful information to the rest of the world and hopefully be part of a revolution, something to that effect. I'll say that.
Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form, available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Juste, we shall spend many a generations building mighty cathedrals in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your oafish jesters, here to offer you a laugh at any opportunity. To our brave knights of the Round Table, Rachel K., Izzy Solidarity, Victoria Bell, Sebastian Demmel, Mark Harmon, Benji Arney, Scary Earth Human, Tony, DM Rivera, Resident Scarecrow, Sir Nickus, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Brandon, Words Greenwood, Everything Important, Hegbert Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Doug Cady, Daniel Sutton, Jenna Tal, Dark Puppy, Quiet One 85, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Trevbot EXE, Brian Ephraim, Anthropophojak, Catherine, Ramon Acosta, Incosin, Ralph Parler, Violent Orchard, Political Puppy, La Media Panza, Todd Buckingham, and Todd La Jeunesse. We salute our valiant heroes off to fight injustice everywhere.